what the hell is going on with Astralis? For the 5th time in a row, they have failed to qualify for a major. And the problems are now showing how serious it is, because it looks like they're close to bankruptcy. So I would say, let's have a conversation about that. Look, the reason why I'm doing this video is because thanks to Astralis, I started watching professional Counter-Strike and I really got into it. And yeah, I didn't start watching them during their prime era. However, something clicked when I watched them for the first time at IEM Cologne 2023. And it was also the first event I actually watched live with a friend of mine. Well, ever since that day, it feels like Astralis was always on a steady downward trend. Yes, they were able to implement some changes that helped the team soar again. However, nothing really worked at the end of the day, and look where they are right now. Hating aside, because we're gonna get to that, it's just sad to see that an org that has such a standing in the community with so much history and so much legacy is close to going bankrupt. And most likely this new roster with Hooksy is going to be the last straw. I think everyone in the organization knows it. If this team doesn't perform, it's over. You either sell the Astralis brand to someone else or you close down the organization for good. And I really hope, obviously, that the team is able to perform somehow better than what we saw with the Cadian lineup. And if that doesn't work, the management structure in Astralis needs to change. They always went for profit, and look where it led them. They were chasing a high that they had with the legendary lineup, trying to buy star players and somehow putting them together and hoping for the best. It's not going to work. There's so many examples out there with different sports where teams were being put together to create this super team, but at the end of the day, the chemistry wasn't vibing. And yeah, they might perform good. However, it is not going to perform as well as teams performed when they had super great rosters that worked together. For example, just look at MOUZ, a team that stuck together, worked on their chemistry, and yeah, they were once known for being onliners, but now the only team that is basically able to stop them is Vitality. And Vitality is also a team that has been working with almost the same roster for a long time. Yeah, they made a couple of moves to improve the roster, and they have finally reached a point where they look unbeatable, and that is basically reached with good chemistry. And I think those guys up there in management don't understand that. They just want to see profits. And some people might say, hey, look at Falcons, they're a team basically created from superstars put together. However, Tessus and Kixan played together on Heroic before, so they already learned to work together. Then you have Nico and Monacy, who also worked together for a long time and have an amazing chemistry, so you know that is going to work. And then you also had Dexter, who was also in the Heroic lineup. The only outsider here is Magisk, and most likely he might get replaced soon with Kiyosuke.